In 2026 Brooklyn, 17-year-old Ava Thompson sat cross-legged on her bedroom floor, staring at the dusty 1994 shortwave radio that once belonged to her father. The media class assignment was simple on paper: interview a stranger and capture their story. But Ava's father had passed away 2 years earlier, and this old radio felt like the only piece of him she had left. Late one rainy Thursday night, she flipped the power switch. Static hissed through the speaker. She turned the dial slowly, whispering into the microphone. "Is anyone out there? This is Ava. I'm doing a school project. Just looking for someone to talk to." For a long moment, nothing. Then a warm, slightly nervous male voice cut through the crackle. "Hey, yeah, I'm here. This is Caleb. Caleb Reed. Queens. You sound kinda young. Everything okay?" That was the beginning. Caleb was 18 in 1998, living in a cramped apartment above his mom's bakery, fixing electronics to help pay the bills. He had a quick laugh and a gentle heart. Ava told him about Brooklyn in 2026, about missing her dad, about the pressure of senior year. Caleb listened like no one else ever had. Night after night they talked. Caleb confessed he was terrified to tell his girlfriend Mia how deeply he loved her. "She's been my best friend since we were kids. What if I ruin everything?" Ava admitted her own fear. "There's this boy in my English class, Noah. He's quiet, writes poetry in the margins of his notebook. I've been in love with him for 2 years, but every time I try to speak, my throat closes up." They became each other's safe place. Caleb helped Ava write the perfect confession for Noah. Ava helped Caleb craft words that would show Mia she was his whole world. Their laughter echoed across 30 years of static. Sometimes they stayed up until sunrise, talking about dreams, fears, favorite songs, and the strange comfort of a stranger who somehow understood. One warm June night, Caleb's voice grew soft. "Hey, Ava, what if we actually met? Same place, same time. Top of the Empire State Building. Saturday at 8 p.m. I'll be there. Will you?" Ava's heart raced. "Yes, I'll be there." Saturday came. Ava wore her favorite red coat and took the subway to Midtown. She rode the elevator to the observation deck with butterflies in her stomach. At exactly 8 p.m., she stepped out into the cool evening air. Then the sky opened. Rain poured down in sheets, soaking her instantly. Tourists scattered. Ava stood under the narrow overhang, shivering, eyes scanning every face. She waited 45 minutes until security gently told her they were closing the deck early because of the storm. Soaked and heartbroken, she ran home, dripping water across the apartment floor. She grabbed the radio with trembling hands. "Caleb, I was there. I waited in the pouring rain for almost an hour. Where were you?" Static. Then Caleb's confused voice. "Ava, it was clear and beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky. I waited until they made me leave at closing. I thought you didn't show." The silence that followed felt heavier than the rain. "That's impossible," Ava whispered. They stayed on the line all night, comparing details. The date was the same, the time was the same, the place was the same, but the weather was completely different. Slowly, the impossible truth settled over them like cold fog. They were 30 years apart. Caleb in 1998, Ava in 2026. The radio, her father's radio, had somehow become a bridge across time. The weeks that followed were a whirlwind of emotions. They cried together, they laughed through tears. They promised to keep talking no matter what, but reality began to press in. One night, Caleb's voice cracked over the speaker. "Ava, I saw Mia today. She was at the coffee shop laughing with my best friend Jake. The way she looked at him, I think she loves him, not me. I can't stay here and watch that. I'm leaving for California tomorrow. I'm sorry." Ava begged him not to go. "Caleb, please, talk to her first. Don't run." But he was already broken. "I can't. It hurts too much. You helped me find the courage to love, but maybe some things aren't meant to be." The line went quiet after that night. Ava called out to him for days, but only static answered. The radio had gone silent forever. Years seemed to pass in months. Ava graduated high school. She went to college. She dated a little, but no one ever felt right. she kept the old radio on her shelf like a sacred relic, occasionally turning it on just to hear the familiar static. One crisp autumn afternoon in 2026, while browsing a small bookstore in Williamsburg, Ava found a memoir titled Static Hearts by Caleb Reed. The author photo on the back showed an elderly man with kind eyes and silver hair. Her hands shook as she opened it. The dedication read, "For the girl on the other side of the static, you saved me more than you'll ever know." Ava attended Caleb's book reading that same evening at a quiet bookstore in Manhattan. When the elderly Caleb stepped to the podium, their eyes met across the room. He paused mid-sentence, tears filling his eyes. After the event, he found her waiting by the signing table. "Ava," he said softly, voice trembling with age and emotion. "I always knew it was you, kiddo." They sat together on a worn leather couch in the back of the store. Caleb told her everything. "I saw you that night on the Empire State Building, in 2026. I was there too. Somehow the radio pulled me through time one last time. You were standing in the rain, looking so lost and beautiful. I couldn't change the big things, but I could do one small thing. I brought you an umbrella and left it beside you without showing my face. I just wanted to keep you dry." Ava cried quietly, remembering the mysterious black umbrella that had appeared at her feet that night. Caleb continued, voice thick with regret. "After I left New York, Mia waited for me for years. She never stopped hoping I'd come back. Eventually, she married Jake. They built a beautiful life together. They had a daughter." He looked at her with infinite tenderness. "Her name was Ava. That little girl grew up to be you." The room seemed to spin. Ava was the daughter of Mia and Jake, the child born from the love Caleb had run away from because of a terrible misunderstanding. "I couldn't tell you while we were talking," Caleb whispered. "It would have broken the timeline even more. But every night on that radio, I was talking to my own future daughter, and I fell in love with the idea of the woman you would become." He took her hands gently. "Don't make my mistake, sweetheart. Don't lose someone you love because of silence or fear or a misunderstanding. Tell Noah how you feel. Life is too short, and time is too strange to waste another day." The next morning, Ava found Noah sitting alone in the school courtyard, reading poetry like always. Her heart pounded so hard she could barely breathe. But Caleb's words echoed in her mind. She walked up to him, hands trembling. "Noah, I've loved you since sophomore year. I was too shy to say it before. I'm saying it now." Noah looked up, eyes wide with surprise, then softened into the warmest smile she had ever seen. "I've been waiting for you to say that for 2 years, Ava. I thought you'd never notice me." They stood there under the same Brooklyn sky that once carried voices across decades of time. Noah pulled her close and kissed her gently, the kind of kiss that felt like coming home. Somewhere, in a quiet corner of the universe, an old shortwave radio sat silent on a shelf. But the connection it had made, the love, the lessons, the second chances, echoed forever. Ava Thompson finally understood what her father had tried to teach her all along. Sometimes the most important voices come from the past, and the bravest thing we can do is speak our truth before time runs out.